Hey, what's up, everybody? Today I'm gonna do a video, which is a different kind of approach that is not my regular video talking about an update, this and that, but this is a educational video that is gonna the topics over here is gonna tell you what is Bitcoin about, fiat versus cryptocurrency, and of course what is money slash currency, and of course lastly traditional investment versus cryptocurrency investment. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on post notification, and leave the thumbs up to this video, and let's get started. So the first topic that I want to talk about is what is Bitcoin. So from the media, you have already let's say you scroll on Facebook or you are searching for ways to make money on the internet. The first thing is gonna pop up, which is talking about how do you make passive income, how do you make money, and of course the media is has told you that Bitcoin is a bubble and stuff. So truly, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a decentralized application, a decentralized cryptocurrency that is built, the technology behind it is called blockchain. So blockchain has been around for 10 years, and of course this online currency that is on the internet, previously people had tried to come up with a solution on how do you solve the problem, which is duplicating, double spending, if you want to the correct term. So let's say on the internet you have a piece of image, let's say it is called 1.jpg, and you can keep duplicating the image just by copy and pasting. uh Therefore it's going to cause inflation, and people is going to like keep creating and duplicating that same amount of currency. But Bitcoin was the first currency that ever solved that problem. So it is a very I would say quite a technical and a very strong currency in my own opinion. And of course the technology behind it is very awesome. And of course the value over here, you have to know more about what is cryptocurrency and how do people produce one Bitcoin, or how do people produce Bitcoin through mining. So there is that's the value that people give it nowadays. So from there, the media has painted Bitcoin that is a bubble that went up to 20K on the December 2017 and went down all the way to 3,000 during December 2018. So the media has painted it as a bubble. The bubble has already finally popped, and Bitcoin has no value. But truly, what is value to you? So um if you want to know what is values, it is something that you must have a great understanding and knowledge in before you can judge something with a value. So let's say I'm just going to tell you this project that I have created, which you have no understanding about. I'm just going to tell you that you are able to make thousands of dollars within years of waiting and of course investing. You are definitely going to tell me that this project is a scam. If it's too good to be true, first you're just going to say it's a scam. Secondly, you're going to say it has no value. And of course, thirdly, you do not even bother to understand the technology behind it and stuff. That's why you say, that's why people paint Bitcoin as a scam. It has no value, and it's too good to be true. But honestly, Bitcoin, from the gains of the past years, so once Bitcoin was created, it until 2017, it has already more than 10x, which is 100x or maybe even more, 20,000, from 100 over $100 to 20,000. So you can know the gains 200 times, and this is the gains that you are able to get with cryptocurrency. The price of it is too volatile and people are afraid of it, but honestly you should not be afraid of the volatility. Instead you have to embrace it if you want to make money, of course. And of course, let's talk about what is fiat versus cryptocurrency on this section. So let's get started. So what is fiat? Fiat is, I would say, US dollars, Singapore dollars, those currency that we are using right now, which is called fiat. And what's the difference between fiat and cryptocurrency? So the one thing that is very different about fiat versus cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, let's say the US dollar. So the US dollar is very stable. So the spending power of that $1 in the next days or the next few months is going to be, the spending power is still $1, and of course inflation happens, and of course the value of that $1 will keep decreasing over time. But for cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, the price today it might be 10,000. The next week you see, let's say you bought something, you bought a cup of coffee at $1 worth of Bitcoin, and the next week it is going to be if the price of Bitcoin went up 7 times, you are spending $7 on a cup of coffee. That's why people will say cryptocurrency is not a visible way for you to count it as a currency because it is not stable. People will not say you can use it like money, but honestly, I'm gonna talk about money and currency in the second. So for Bitcoins versus fiat versus the dollar, I would say first, the dollar, you whatever you earn, it is credited to your bank account, and from there the government watch over your fund and you do not have control on your money. So every time you want to spend on something, let's say you want to spend on a fancy car or whatsoever, you will need to go to the bank and tell them you need this amount of money, and they are going to ask you why do you need it for, and they might reject you, or they will just suspect you as money laundering, and they can just freeze your account for whatever reason that they like. And of course this is censorship, but on Bitcoin there is no censorship, so your money is forever yours, and you are your own bank, and you have the security, you have to have the security and the knowledge to secure your money, because if you are using Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, just remember this: you are your own bank. That's why you will need to learn much more about it, and of course secure your money, secure your asset, I would say. But for the bank, for the fiat itself, fiat, it is a very stable currency, but it has been doomed to fail. The mankind, for the past 100 of years, it has been tested and proven. We have been using this system for the past hundreds of years, and it never worked. It has never been that successful. We will head over to hyperinflation, and from there, yeah, everything crashes, and yeah, somebody is coming in, and of course going to start with the dollar versus the $1 is pegged to $1 worth of gold stuff, and from there, yeah, the history of money is going to repeat again for the next 100 of years, and it is going to continue. But I believe that if the dollar fails right now, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is going to be the next thing in the future. Like people is going to use Bitcoin, it's going to take Bitcoin seriously, and people is going to say Bitcoin is a currency. But will it be the world currency? We will never know. But yeah, you can't predict the future. If you can predict the future, you are really rich. So let's talk about what is money versus what is money slash currency on this section. So what is money and currency? So basically currency is a piece of paper that you are holding in your pocket, and of course it is lying in your bank account, the digits that we see right now. And what is money? So money, I would say, for the humankind, the real money has been around, that we consider as money. It is gold, because gold has value, and it is a solid asset that you can touch, you can touch with, and you can diversify, and of course you can buy many things with gold. But right now it is not that visible. But what is currency? So currency is backed up with nothing. So basically cryptocurrency is also a currency because it is not backed with anything, so we are going to call it currency. Yes, and but the US dollar, is it backed up with anything? Yes, from the start of the journey of dollar, it was backed with I would say gold, and from there they took off the gold standard, and from there it is just a worthless piece of paper which is filled with debt, and of course the value that you give. So currency, to be honest, it has no value, because we as human, tell ourselves that this $1 can purchase $1 worth of coffee and stuff. And of course from there we believe that US dollar is money. But honestly, money is not US dollar is not money, but I would say it's just currency. So currency is backed by nothing, with debt and stuff. But Bitcoin itself is a currency as well. But what is it backed up with? So from the miner's perspective, it is backed up with equipments, like the miners, the ASICs on the network, and of course electricity and stuff, and yeah, the scarcity of Bitcoin with the max supply of 21 million, and of course people give it a value. So yeah, basically this is what is money about and what is currency about. And people will say Bitcoin is a scam because it appear of thin air. But honestly, where does your money appear from? It is also appearing out of thin air. Um, it's just a printer which is a high-end printer that the government is using to print out all your money, and from there they distribute it, and you get your money and you're happy. But right now with technology, everything is online based, so they just input a few numbers of like 1,100 million credited to this person's bank account. Boom, you see the money there, and yeah, it is also created out of thin air. But the worst thing about currency is currency does not have a max supply, therefore there's inflation. Inflation is gonna happen, and once hyperinflation hit, a few years, basically your money is gonna be worthless. But for Bitcoin, we always know that there's a max supply of 21 million, and yeah, it is backed up with miners and the interesting technology behind it. And let's talk about the traditional investment and the cryptocurrency investment. That when I started off with cryptocurrency, my parents told me, will you end up in debt if you invested in cryptocurrency? I told them no. Why would you even end up with debt? Because on the traditional market that the traditional vehicle investment that you heard from everybody. Everybody is telling you do not touch stocks, do not touch 不要买股票 this and that. It's like on Chinese is don't buy stock, because um there is many people that bought stock and of course burned their hand and eventually landed themselves in debts, because yeah, it is much more a traditional investment. There's many names for it like ETF, stocks, bonds, and many more, and of course mutual funds and index funds and this and that. But honestly, traditional investment, which is much more complicated, I would say, because it is made to be complicated. That's why only those that understand is able to make money out of it. Okay, let's say if you're gonna buy stock, so a stock of the company, let's say you're gonna buy ABC company, you're gonna buy a share, and from them, and let's say you buy $100 worth of share, you are able to hold it, and if the shares give you dividends, you are able to receive dividends monthly and stuff. And let's say if how does the debt come about? From what I've done my research about what is traditional investment, like leveraging. So some stockbroker approach you, some people approach you, some companies that use leveraging approach you to buy some stocks with them, and of course eventually you invest $1,000 with them, and the contract you would not even read the contract, I would say. Like some people do not read the contract, they just sign it, they do not know what they're getting into it. That's why they will burn their hands in the stock market. This is the case uh from what I know, because from what I know that the investment is you have to understand what you're getting into before you invest any money in it, because if you do not understand something and you invest something, eventually you are going to lose out with other people. The competition there is quite high, I would say. So how does people how do people get in land themselves in debt on the traditional stock market? Which is very simple. First, um, for people like you and me that do not really have much experience and knowledge about the stock traditional market, we are going to approach somebody called the professional financial advisor. First, you're going to approach them and ask them what is the suitable investment vehicle for you. So they are going to give you some bullshit talking about let's say this stock is giving you 20% with a high risk high return concept, and from there they're just gonna shower you with cotton candies and you're gonna be in love with sweet. And from there eventually they are just going to take your money, and from there they are going to help you invest, and you do not know what kind of method that they are going to invest with. So the first thing is leveraging. So leveraging is borrowing money from your broker, and from there, let's say you only have $100, you are able to use $1,000 worth of funds by borrowing 10 times the amount of your initial capital with them. And from there, if the price drops or whatsoever, you are liable to pay the loss. And of course, there's interest as well. That's why some people are able to lend themselves in huge debts because of leveraging. And the next thing, it is company that has lost money. So let's say you bought a stock or whatsoever. Before that, before you buy the stock, please read the terms and condition. From what I know that if you buy some shares or a stock of the company, one, if the company is losing money, you as a shareholder, you are liable. Some company will say that you are liable to pay the debts equally with other shareholders as well. So this is one way to land yourself in debt as well. So this, on the traditional stock market, you are able to land yourself in debt in many ways. And of course, if you do not have sufficient knowledge and education, you will eventually be bankrupt. And for cryptocurrency investment, how does it really work? Is basically buying, like it is just like forex. You can either use leveraging. Uh, if you use leveraging, you are not liable to be in debt because BitMEX does not has that feature. BitMEX is basically you can leverage 100 times, but if the liquidation price reaches there, you are going to lose your whole position and the amount over there. So you are not liable of you won't be in debt. You won't receive letters telling you, people coming to your door and telling you you owe BitMEX $10 million or something like that. For the cryptocurrency investment, is basically let's say you buy Bitcoin at $6,000, and if the price of Bitcoin falls below $6,000, and if you have weekends, like let's say you have some knowledge about the stock market, your basic instinct is when the price is dropping, you sell, have a stop loss, so that you won't suffer that much. But you will never know when the price of Bitcoin is going up and down. So it's very volatile. Went up to 20k, went down to 3k, and went up to 10k again. So you never know when's the correct timing and stuff. And honestly, if you are buying cryptocurrency, I would say stop loss is not really necessary. If you are doing long term, what you need to do is dollar cost averaging. So what do I mean by that? So basically, let's say you are earning 1.6, let's say 2,000 per month. So every month you are gonna take $100 out to purchase Bitcoin, and from there dollar cost average your entry price. So let's say this week you got in Bitcoin and let's say 17,000, and next month you got in Bitcoin at 13,000, and of course there, so forth so on. And after 1 year, you see Bitcoin went up to 20k, and one shot you can sell everything and make a huge lump sum of profit. If not, you are able to just hold your funds and of course wait for the higher returns. The price of Bitcoin eventually might go up to 30,000 or 40,000, and you can sell it off by then. So this is cryptocurrency investment is, if you do not sell, you do not lose. So if you, let's say you bought in at $10,000 previously, and if the price went down to $3,000, first, if you sell it at $5,000, you have already lost $5,000. But if you do not sell it off, the value eventually went up to 10,000 again, and you sell it off at, let's say, 11,000, you basically make a profit. And of course, you must have the understanding of cryptocurrency, I would say. I always repeat this, but you will need to really study up what is cryptocurrency, and from there you will know how does this investment work and how do you see it as. Do you even give it a value or what? Honestly, I give it a value because I understand what is cryptocurrency, and of course, if you want to be in the cryptocurrency space, it is best for you to Google up and from there learn what is cryptocurrency all about. And yeah, basically that's all for this short video. Not really short, but quite a long one. And let's end this video. If you are not subscribed to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on post notification, and leave a thumbs up to this video. And if you have friends or family who are skeptical about cryptocurrency, do not understand what is cryptocurrency, and obviously do not understand what is money slash currency, if you ask them what is money or currency, they're gonna tell you it's the same thing, isn't it? But honestly, it is not. And of course, for the traditional and crypto investment vehicle, yeah, you can show them this video, and hopefully it helps everybody out. And of course, some of my under explaining is quite not that clear because I do not really know how to explain it to you. But I would say over time, if you are in the cryptocurrency space, and first I would say you will need to educate yourself what is money. Secondly, what is currency, and of course, how does the financial system work? And from there, you will understand. And if you study up what is cryptocurrency, and you study up what is the financial history and stuff, you eventually will look at Bitcoin. You will eventually look at fiat as a piece of paper which has no value. And that's all for this video. Hope you like the video. Peace.